So this week I'm out road testing and reviewing the Cupra Leon. You've probably known it a few years ago as the Seat Cupra Leon, but in 2018 Cupra went it alone. Cupra being the performance arm of Seat, and they now have all their own production and produce their own cars, such as this beautiful Leon that I am currently driving today. It's more stylish, it's more powerful for starters, and a lot more sophisticated than a standard Leon. But then that's what Cupra do. So it's almost ideal if you want a sporty version of a run-of-the-mill car. Then you go to Cupra, because they've got bags and bags of experience. Trust me, they know what they're doing when it comes to performance cars. Let's get around it, let's have a look at it. Let's get it out on the road and see what we think of the new Cupra Leon. You're watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. If you've never seen what we do before, then feast your eyes for the next minute and a half on our little trailer video, and I'll get back to you straight afterwards with a review on the Cupra Leon. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this. I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun. Oh, really? Wheel springs? Outside. Cool. So there you have it, guys. The Ferrari Roma. My birthday present. Go. We're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the paint. That's a real one.
I think it makes a good work.
We're going,
nice to start.
Nice to see you.
Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Watch Show. Guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. So, there are 7 different colour combinations to choose from. If you like solid white, it's included in the price. I thought you'd be pleased to hear that. However, if you want any of the metallics, they're going to cost you between £630 and £930, depending on what colour you go for. If you want a matte metallic, it's £2,000 extra. That's a lot of money for a matte metallic. However, I think it's quite a nice, unique colour. There's 4 different trim levels. Your entry-level car starts at £31,500, and your top-of-the-range car, that's the VZ3, will come in at around about £45,300. So you are talking quite a big difference between the range there. If you need a bit more space, there is an estate version of this car, and that will also give you 4-wheel drive. And for all those little tax-dodging hybrid fans out there, there is a plug-in hybrid version of this car, which will also keep the polar bears happy. Entry-level Cupra Leons get a proper decent set of 18-inch black and bronze machined alloys. There's LED headlights and running lights with rain-sensing wipers and folding mirrors that heat up in the winter. So under the bonnet of the Cupra Leon, there are a couple of different engine choices. Your entry-level car, that's the V1, comes with a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine that develops around about 150 brake horsepower. It'll give you a top speed of about 133 miles an hour with a 0 to 60 of 8.9 seconds. It comes with a choice of gearbox as well. It's either a 6-speed manual or you will get a 7-speed auto. But the best thing about it, that little 1.5 litre will give you between 44 and 47 miles to the gallon. Now, if you want to go to the top of the range, that's the VZ3, you get a 2-litre engine that develops just shy of 300 brake horsepower. It's a 4-cylinder petrol engine, and it will give you a top speed of 155 miles an hour with a 0 to 60 of 5.7 seconds, but it's only available with a 7-speed DSG gearbox. Also with that, you will only get between 35 and 37 to the gallon. Let's check out round the back of the Cupra Leon, because I think the design and the aesthetics of this car are excelled here when you get round here. You just tell straight away this car means business. It's a proper little hot hatch. You've got the spoiler on the top here, you've got the privacy glass running all the way round, bit of aero down the sides here. You get a wash wipe even on your entry level car. LEDs either side, but they're actually connected through this brake light that runs all the way across. Really nice. I love the Cupra logo as well. You can see it there. I'll show you in a minute. That's the button for opening the boot here as well. Very Iron Man in my opinion. That's what it looks like. And then the best bit of all, you've got the diffuser here, and then you've got twin exhausts either side. Doesn't it just look peachy? I love it. Right, I said I'd show you. So just above the Cupra badge, if you just push the logo button forward there like that, it's not electronically assisted, but you don't need it on this. It's got great little gas struts in here. 380 litres of boot space. That's the equivalent of 3 large suitcases, just as it is like that. And another thing I want to show you, I'm going to lift it up here straight away and show you. I'm really impressed with this. You get a space saver wheel and a jack in there and a wheel brace as well, because this car at the end of the day is a proper driver's car, so they're going to give you a spare wheel. None of these stupid punch repair kits that never work. But one thing you do get in here, you do get a first aid kit. How nice is that? I think that's lovely. Put that in there, and it's got some nice sticky bits. You just throw it on the side there. Plenty of space. 60-40 split on the seats there as well. Now when you get those seats down, which I'm going to do, well, I'll do it now because I want to show you. Easy to put the seats down, just ping them forward like that. There's a ski hatch in the middle as well, so if you've got those extra long items and you need to pop them in, so it's got all the versatility, because don't forget, at the end of the day, it's still a Seat Leon, isn't it, at the end of the day? It's just not underneath it, isn't anymore. But I love all the finish on it. Look at that. Right, let's get the parcel shelf out. It's another thing. As you guys know, if these parcel shelves, I mean, I don't see the point in them anymore, but manufacturers still make, if they don't go underneath here and get hidden away. So in emergencies, when you need to do this because you're picking up someone with their bike or a dog or something, just shut the back there. If they don't go under there, we throw them away, or we just leave them back in the garage or wherever we dump our stuff. But I know for a fact, this one, you turn it upside down, pop it in there like that and pop it down. Look at that. That is versatility at its finest, guys. The design there, beautiful. It all goes down, not quite flat at the back there, but plenty of space and plenty of capability to put bits and pieces in and use it as a practical car. That's 1,280 litres. In my books, that's 3 times, so you're going to get 9 large suitcases in there. Absolutely mad, the size of this. Loving every minute of the Cupra Leon. Just doesn't get much better, does it, really? There's plenty of room in the back of the Cupra Leon, because at the end of the day, it's a Seat Leon, isn't it? It's just a little bit more plush. You've got some nicer upholstery going on in here. Love these front seats, by the way. Really sporty, really lovely shaped as well. But looking in the back here, you've got all your traditional bits and pieces. You've got your recessed seat belts in here. You've got your ISOFIX points, which I really, really love, because there's no little zips that you can break, and there's no plastic bits that can pop in or pop out. Just simply a really nice little slit in the leather there, and you just push the seat straight through and let it connect inside. So simple, so easy as well. You've got air conditioning in the back here for the passengers, and you've got a couple of USB-Cs, so don't forget you might need an adapter for that, because these are the new ones. We're all going to have them soon anyway. But USB-Cs, air conditioning, love it. Centre here is a nice armrest, double cup holder, and there's an energy drink holder in the middle there as well. Not something I'd really be impressing on my children. You've got the ski hatch. I mentioned in that when we had that in the back. I will show you actually, because it works quite nicely. Look at that. So you could hatchily, I had to bring that one in. Could actually have that down when you're going down to your DIY store on the weekend and using this as a bit of a runabout. But I wouldn't suggest it. There you go. Anyway, nice little bits and pieces in here. Plenty of roof height in here, you know, ceiling height. You've got the LED courtesy lights in the centre there as well, reading lights as well. And I like the height of the window as well. It's not a massive window, I will give it that, but it's at the right height, and that's what matters. And you've got the privacy glass around here as well. And on the higher trim levels, you do get a nice little sunroof there as well. But all in all, really comfortable, loads of legroom, little place here to put your knickknacks and bits and pieces. Yeah, you can't really go wrong with this car, can you? Up front, the Cupra Leon gets some sporty leather bucket seats and a really nice multi-function leather steering wheel. In the centre, there's a 12-inch TFT touch display that includes sat-nav, wireless Apple Play, wired Android mirroring, as well as Bluetooth connectivity. There's a fully digital cluster behind the multifunctional steering wheel, which incorporates adaptive cruise control. In the centre, there's a wireless phone charger, plus there's a 3-zone air climate control, which is accessed via the TFT touchscreen. Finally, and by no means least, there's a rear view camera and park assist. Right, my favourite bit is the road test, getting the Cupra Leon out on the road and seeing what we think of it. Before we get started, just want to point out it is keyless entry and keyless ignition. And it's a really nice keyless ignition as well, because I'll put those keys in there out the way. It's got it on the steering wheel here. It's actually got a stop-start button like a performance car, like you get in a Ferrari or Maserati or one of those cars. It's here on the steering wheel. I love it. Foot on the brake and push the button. Car does its diagnostics and that 2-litre engine fires into life. Sounds very normal at the moment. First thing I'm going to point out, I love all the little detailing, the Cupra detailing. You've got the Cupra logo there, got all the little bronze accents, even bronze stitching. You can see it all around in the car. I really like that. It's these seats though. These seats are just peach. They are so comfortable. Bucket seats, Cupra seats obviously. This one's fully electronically adjusted. You can set it up exactly where you want it. You've got manual adjustment on your steering wheel. I've already set that all up. I'm all ready to go. We're going to talk about the modes and everything in a minute, but I can tell you now I'm in the comfort mode. There are 4 modes. Let's get it out on the road and I'll explain. Gearbox wise, just before we go, if you pull down once, you can go into normal drive mode. If you click down again, you'll go into sports gearbox mode, a little bit quicker through the gears. And then if you pull down and you go into the paddles like that, you go into manual mode, so you can actually drive this manually as well. I love the paddles, really nice. It's just all set up perfectly for a proper hot hatch. You can hear that engine whirring. Let's get it out on the road. We are in gear and I'll check the mirrors and away we go. First up, not a lot of difference in the sound at the back. You can hear it's a little bit more raspy, but that can all change in a minute when we go through the modes. Let's talk modes. Let's start with that. I've mentioned it a couple of times. Mode button, left-hand side here. As I said, starting it in comfort mode. It's a nice, easy way of driving this car and the best bang for your buck when it comes to fuel economy as well. If you push it once like that, it will come up with the sport mode. So you've got sport, so it's jumping from comfort to sport. You can also change it here on your 12-inch TFT touchscreen. You get slightly more in your throttle there, sounds a little bit more, but one thing you will notice immediately, it hardens up the suspension, so you start to bounce around a little bit. Your next mode up, which takes you into full Cupra mode, so let's push that one more time. Now you'll really get the full bang for your buck from your throttle there. Great fun throwing it around, full hardest suspension setting, heaviest steering setting, and it really will. I'm having to back off a bit because it is a B road and there's other road users, but oh, you hear the burble at the back there, the popping as well. How lovely was that? Oh wow. And then there's an individual mode, which is what I'm going to put it into now. So I'm going to push it one more time. Individual, you can set it up yourself. So if you want the harder steering, but you want the softer suspension, maybe you want the throttle sound or the exhaust sound more, you can set all that up in your individual setting. I'm going to put it back in a comfort mode for the duration because it's a lot easier and a lot quieter for me to talk to you and tell you a bit more about the Cupra Leon. So you've got those 4 modes which I told you about. Let's have a look at economy. Now the computer data is in the center of your cluster there. You can access it here on the right hand side. Let's just do a right hand turn here, guys, and then we'll have a look at the current fuel economy. Now don't forget, this is the 2-litre engine, so it's not the most economical. Cupra recommend between 34 to 36 to the gallon. We are currently getting, let me just scroll through there, driving data since refuel, which is what we did a few minutes ago. We've been getting around 26.3 miles to the gallon. But as you can see, I'm not driving it as frugally as what you guys would if you owned one of these. I'm sure you'd drive it a lot more economically than what us journalists do when we're out road testing them. Long term, I'm currently getting 27.5. Yeah, 27.5. This car we've been using it for the last 2 weeks. So that's probably quite good for us. I'd say it's very good because I haven't really been out of Cupra mode since I had it. You've got your different trim levels. This is the VZ3, it's the top of the range car, so it gets a nice sunroof, it gets some extra bits and pieces. But to be honest with you, I think I would very much stick with the 2 litre, the VZ2. That's the middle of the range car. I think that's got more than enough and what I need in a car like this. When it comes to the competition, well, it is slightly cheaper than a lot of its counterparts, shall we say. It's and it comes in just a slightly better price with a better warranty, because this car gets a 5-year or 90,000 mile warranty. VW, for example, is only 3 years or 60,000 miles. You get 12 years on your anti-corrosion, you get 3 years paint warranty, and you'll get roadside assistance with that. And that's all from Cupra. So at the end of the day, you're fully covered on the warranty. But I think miles per minute, this car definitely is up there with the Ford Focus ST, the VW Golf GTI. If you want to watch any one of those reviews, because we have reviewed those cars as well, click up there now. You've got the Golf GTI review, and in a couple of minutes I'll stick up the Ford Focus ST review that we did as well, and have a look at those two as well. A little bit through the water there, there's a bit of standing water around today, but general feel of this car, excellent driving position. I love the way this car is set up. I wouldn't expect anything less of Cupra. Any Cupra I've ever driven has just been an amazing experience to drive. It just has that sort of little flair about it, that Spanish sort of feel to it, that just wants to go, but at the same time you feel so confident with this car. The suspension and the actual setup of the car is so good. I really love it, and it just, yeah, it keeps putting smiles on my face all the time. You get a nice dry day like today with a bit of standing water here and there. It's just a whole heap of fun. Mirrors are in good position, great all-round peripheral view on the car, and driving it around in comfort mode, yeah, ticks all the boxes for me. I would thoroughly suggest, when you go down to your Cupra dealer, give one a test drive and see what you think, because I can wax lyrical about this car and say how good it is, but at the end of the day it's down to the individual, how you feel about driving it. While you're down there, also mention there are a number of add-on packs that you can buy with one of these cars or any of the Cupra range. Just check with your Cupra salesperson what those packs are, and obviously the cost implications of those packs, but I need to mention that because obviously they are available too. I'm thoroughly enjoying driving this car. I don't think it gets much better when it comes to a little hot hatch as a Cupra Leon. So there you have it, guys, the Cupra Leon. What did we think of it? Well, if you don't go and give one of these a test drive, you need your head examined, because this is something a bit special. It's a super little car. It's practical, it's versatile, it's comfortable, but at the end of the day, it makes old people like me happy, because it puts smiles on our faces, because this thing is fun to drive. And at the end of the day, I think it's got plenty of street credit. Looks the part as well. You've been watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. Don't forget, like, subscribe and comment. Down in the comment box there, you can say whatever you want within reason. Keep it clean, guys, please. If you've got a comment about the car, a question about the car, or you've bought one and you want to give us some more information, or other people who are looking at buying one of these cars, stick it in the comment box. It's down there for a reason, guys. There's another thing down there for a reason as well. It's called the subscribe button, because if you wouldn't mind subscribing, then you're going to get regular updates on all the videos we do, because we said at the beginning of this video, of this review, we don't just do car reviews. There's loads of other stuff that we do as well. So if you leave the bell sign unchecked and you subscribe, you're going to get regular updates all about that. Now, I said we don't just do car reviews, and the reason for that is we are part of The Player. Now, The Player is a 220-page magazine, or bookazine as we like to call it, that's developed really for a guy's sort of lifestyle. So in there you've got cars, you've got boats, you've got helicopters, planes, you've got interviews, you've got food, you've got golf, you've got holidays, everything in there that us guys absolutely love, and it's yours completely free of charge. And all you've got to do is head over to www.theplayer.co.uk. Hang on, it's coming up here now somewhere. Just head over there. I'll leave it up for a few seconds so you can memorize it. All you've got to do is put your name in and your email. Simple as, completely free of charge, no credit cards, nothing like that. And you can either download it or just flick the pages and go through it, and you'll see all those lovely bits and pieces. One last thing I'm going to ask you before I go, in return for that, would you give us a thumbs up, please, guys? Because we don't get a bonus, we don't get any pay rise, but what we do get is a pat on the back from the boss and the sponsors to say, job well done, because you liked it, you gave us a thumbs up, and that means a lot to us. So I'd thank you very much for doing that. I'll catch you next week, hopefully with something equally as interesting, as beautiful, as fun, as exciting as the Cupra Leon. Don't forget, you're watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel.